I am eager to hear your advice on how to maintain a happy and healthy marriage. Thank you all for your wonderful advice and support. Here's to a great day and an even brighter future with my wife. I appreciate every bit of advice you share. Story 1. Infatuation is fleeting. Love is waking up every morning, looking at your spouse and deciding, I still choose you over anyone else to spend my life with. It is you two versus the world and any problems that arise. If you both make that decision every day, you will succeed. Best of luck to you. May you have many years filled with more joy than sadness and grow stronger as a couple. Story 2. I'm excited to introduce you to the concepts of the 5 A's. They have been an indispensable tool for my marriage. When your partner is complaining to you, they are seeking one of the following 5 things. Feel free to ask them what they need in the moment. Attention. All they are looking for is someone to hear them out. They need no other action at this time and don't even need you to respond other than acknowledging that you are listening. Affirmation. They want you to listen and agree with them, support them, and lift them up. Importantly, you may not necessarily agree with them about the issue, but they need to know you have their back, and you can address it later. Advice. They are seeking your counsel on how to solve the problem or deal with the situation. They don't need you to do anything other than provide input. They may or may not take your advice, but they want to know you are here to help. Assistance. They cannot solve this problem alone and need your help to resolve it mutually. They will collaborate with you on solving the problem. They don't need you to take 100% of it. Action. They cannot deal with this problem right now and need you to handle it instead. They may not be able to help you manage it, and they need you to resolve it on their behalf. Not to deal in gender stereotypes, but very often we want to jump straight to advice, assistance, and action. We see our partner hurting, and we want to address the issue to stop their pain. However, that isn't always what they need. Working with your partner to identify what they need helps you avoid frustration when you can't resolve it and helps them avoid frustration when you are not helping in the way they need. Story 3. At the reception, take a moment with your wife to step aside and watch the celebration for a few minutes. It is amazing to see how many people have come to celebrate your love for each other. The day goes by quickly, so it is great to take some time to appreciate it. Story 4. If you are together for a long time, meaning 5 to 10 or more years, remember that there will be periods when you genuinely do not like each other. That is normal. It is part of being human. The way we deal with those moments determines the success of our marriage and our happiness in life. Story 5. Marriage isn't 50-50. It's 100/100. You must give your best, and so must she. There will be days when she falls short, so you need to go above 100 and vice versa. Don't assume malice. It's easy to take things personally sometimes. It's better to approach situations with the belief that they aren't intentionally trying to hurt you. Maintain communication and talk through issues. Don't just hold them in until you explode. Story 6. One of the best things I ever did was sign up for flower delivery every 5 weeks. The flowers arrive unexpectedly and surprise her each time. Story 7. Never stop courting her. Even if you eventually have 1 or 2 children, continue to court her. At some point, when your toddler is sick and you must leave for a business trip you can't avoid, that effort will pay off with her being only mildly upset instead of extremely angry. Story 8. Always make sure you can run faster than she can. My parents couldn't afford an engagement ring. After 45 years, they went on holiday and my dad got it for her. They cut down a dying tree in their first house. My dad kept a bit of it and tried carving it into a love spoon, which is a traditional Welsh item. It took a while and he needed help, but that was the gift for their 50th anniversary. You can try to shower her with meaningless gifts, but it's the thoughtful and romantic things that will keep her. Story 9. Always be honest with each other. Always start the morning with a kiss and a cuddle, even if you're not on the best of terms. Don't fixate on minor annoyances. Give each other space to pursue your hobbies. Never stop romancing her, and don't let yourself go. Good luck, my friend. I hope it all goes well. Story 10. Don't worry about any of that right now. I am excited for you. Soak in this time together. Cheers. I am about to celebrate 23 on July 4th. It has never stopped getting better. Make the wedding day the worst day of your marriage. Story 11. You know all those things you did early in the relationship to impress her? Keep doing that. Flowers, cards, random sweet notes, whatever she likes. Make a conscious effort to continue. This may sound crass, but imagine that you just met and you're at the stage where you're trying to get closer. Keep putting effort into the relationship like that. Don't let yourself gain weight. Don't have children if you don't truly want them. Many couples I know have become utterly miserable after having kids, and it's disheartening. Story 12. It is not you versus her. It is you and her versus the conflict or problem. You are a team, not adversaries. Story 13. Always remember it is your job to satisfy her sexually, and it is hers to satisfy you. Although intimacy is not the main focus of a marriage, it would be misleading to say it is unimportant. Make it your responsibility to ensure she is satisfied every time. This attention does not go unnoticed and demonstrates that you care about her feelings. This is just some advice from someone with experience. Do not cheat. Never. Story 14. She will pass gas in front of you. Accept it. Don't let it impact your thoughts or feelings towards her. Avoid commenting on it when it happens. Ignore it completely. Pretend it didn't happen at all, and if it occurs in public, take the blame for it if anyone else notices. She will appreciate you more than ever in such a situation. Story 15. My grandfather once told me, "Boy, you can be right, or you can be happy." I didn't fully understand it at the time, but it was the best advice anyone ever gave me. I later learned that taking a stand on every issue is emotionally exhausting, and it is better to choose what really matters to me instead of fighting every battle. I miss that man every day. Story 16. Check out the wedding venue today and know your exits. Yes, I'm joking. As others have mentioned, don't forget to spend time with your wife. Story 17. Never stop wanting to impress her. Remember there are highs and lows in relationships and life in general. Treat her as you would treat your best friend. Story 18. First off, congratulations. Second, never stop dating your wife. Keep the arguments respectful and maintain the passion in your relationship. Story 19. Congratulations. Just remember to love her. Love her like it's your job. Find male friends who have shared values to build each other up and support one another. Know yourself and your principles. Stand by your values. I know this may sound unusual. I have seen many marriages fall apart because the men in those relationships allow themselves to be broken down. Their wives start to resent them. They may not realize that their wives will test them and push them. They may not understand they have failed their wives repeatedly. Stand by love and virtue, even if your wife says that you don't love her and are not virtuous. Know yourself and love as best as you can, and don't stop. Story 20. Don't lose yourself in her. Keep some of your individualism too. Yes, you are a team and do most things together, but you are also two individuals who occasionally will want to do different things. Try to do most activities together, but don't lose all your own interests and hobbies for her. Some separate hobbies and time apart for both of you help a relationship. Marriage can be great, with two people sharing everything, but maintaining your old friendships, hobbies, and the enjoyment of occasionally being alone is also beneficial. Story 21. For the big day, many things may go wrong throughout the ceremony or the wedding reception. It's all small stuff, so face it together and don't let it ruin your day. The day flies by, and before you know it, it's all over. Take a few minutes to enjoy it. Story 22. Never stop communicating with each other. Put her first in everything. Expect her to do the same for you. From now until the day you die, she is the most important thing in your world, and you are the most important thing in hers. If you are blessed with children, they are just a notch below. Never forget that. Your career, your friends, and your parents are all secondary. What matters is the two of you. Don't stop dating her and making fun plans together. Never stop making time for each other, for physical intimacy, and for new adventures. Ensure you are both active participants, and if you expect her to share your hobbies, you must participate in hers. Your journey has just begun. You might think everything is perfect now, but no matter who you are, you will encounter more adversity than you can imagine. No matter how much you love her, what makes or breaks you is whether you tackle it together or resent each other over the challenges you'll face. You will get to know her better than yourself. You will have to let her get closer to you than anyone else in the world. Closer than she is now. You will have to share things you've never told anyone. You will need to find words for what is bothering you. You will have to help her overcome her past insecurities and trauma. Listen to her, help her find the words, validate her trust in you, and forge a path forward together. You will need to be vulnerable sometimes, and when she is vulnerable with you, no matter what you have going on, you will have to drop everything and be there for her, treasuring that connection as the most fragile thing you have ever held in your life. You will both need to make sacrifices at times. You will both evolve. Your values and desires for your lives may change, and you will have to navigate that together, even if it means deviating from the plan you think you have for the rest of your life. Finally, it is the little things that count. Never stop telling her she is beautiful, that you are in love with her, and never stop flirting with her. Story 23. Prepare your vows and write a romantic speech for her to read at the wedding. She will appreciate it. Story 24. Make the choice now to stay together regardless. Don't think about it when times get tough because then it's too late. Fighting with someone doesn't mean fighting for them. Set ego and pride aside. Don't be afraid to walk away from an argument to give space and let things cool down. But always circle back. This is where I messed up. Never assume she knows you love her. Constantly remind her with little things such as notes, hugs, kisses, texts, or calls. There will be phases: roommate, honeymoon, anger, and so on. Working together is what solves these issues. Communicate effectively. Story 25. Congratulations. My best advice would be to keep talking and listening to each other. Be each other's biggest supporter, and make time for fun together. Enjoy every moment. Story 26. At the reception, get something to eat. Say something nice to everyone at each table. Take some fun pictures and then leave. Story 27. Communication is essential. When you feel frustrated or angry with each other, ask for some space to avoid reacting negatively in the moment. Story 28. Buying a house is all about location. Marriage is about communication. I really like the Gottman method. It is simple in theory, challenging to implement, but very effective when practiced. Congratulations and best wishes for your marriage. Story 29. It is just a ring and a piece of paper. It should be no different from what your relationship was like before you got married. Story 30. Do not be late. When her father walks her down the aisle and hands her over to you, remember to say, "Thank you. I will take care of her from here," in a respectful manner. Story 31. I have been married for 26 years. A good sense of humor is the best coping mechanism in life, especially in long-term relationships. Along with the joys, there will be disappointments in life and in your relationship over time. Usually, those problems seem huge in the moment, but in retrospect, they were not such a big deal. The more you both can find humor in life's disappointments and your disagreements, the stronger and happier you will be. Story 32. You are making her the most important person in your life, so be sure to communicate that to her. Do not talk down to her behind her back or to her face, and do not deliberately embarrass her. Remember, she is the most important person in your life. Just because you said, "I do," does not mean romance is dead. Date her and compliment her in public. When you walk down a street, make sure she is on the inside of the sidewalk while you take the outside. She will experience mood swings that she cannot explain. Be kind and patient. My wife is my best friend and my life. I would give my life for her. She is the most important person in my life. In July, we will celebrate 45 years of marriage, and she is as beautiful today as she was in 1978. Have a happy life together. Story 33. Have someone watch your gift table. We had a relative steal our cards out of the special mailbox during the ceremony. She probably took about $1,500. What bothers me is that some guests never received a thank you note for their gift. Congratulations. Enjoy your day. It was the best day of my life so far. Story 34. Practice showing up as a good partner every day. The marriage is its own entity, like a child or a business. The effort you put into it will show in the results. Being a good partner is a choice. Story 35. At the end of the night, we had a last dance once everyone left. My wife and I danced with just the DJ and the photographer in the room. It was a great moment for us. Story 36. Appreciate her as often as you can. It is possible that she does more around the house than you realize, simply because we tend to overlook things that are not in our direct line of sight. Try to notice and appreciate as much as possible. Story 37. Congratulations on your wedding celebration. Make time to take a walk together alone during the event to soak in the moment, even for just 5 minutes. You will remember that forever, unlike talking to the crowds of partygoers and well-wishers. There are many stories of couples not spending enough time together during the celebration. Story 38. If she ever breaks her arms, be prepared to assist her. Don't go to bed after an argument. Help with the household chores and the children. Congratulations and good luck. Story 39. A marriage is more than just the two of you together. It is a long-term life project. There are good days, excellent days, and horrible ones, but in the end, one has to keep an eye on the long term. She will make you feel special and worthy. She will also frustrate you. You will sometimes disagree, but that is expected in partnerships. The most important skill you both need to develop is efficient communication. Try to learn to understand her intentions and explain to her that men are usually very direct and she should not try to second-guess you. Story 40. Don't stop communicating. Don't bury things. Discuss by talking. If voices are raised, there is no longer a conversation. You need to break off and reconvene later. Story 41. Congratulations. Hopefully, you're marrying your best friend. That's what is important and lasts, not a person from Kansas getting married in Las Vegas. But that's cool too. Story 42. You already said it, you love her, and that's all you need to do. Love her, especially when you are fighting or having a disagreement. Story 43. It's not 50-50. It's 100%, and you have to work towards this daily. You never cross that finish line. Story 44. I will add this because I don't see it here, and it's easy to overlook but incredibly important. Be nice. Believe it or not, I was a family counselor for a good while, and you wouldn't believe how many people fight in a nasty way. They just get mean, and it's so damaging. I understand that things can get heated. It's tough to go through life with someone and face every single issue and decision together, especially if you're used to handling everything yourself, which many men tend to be. But always remember, this is your partner. Your friends will be with their partners, and your siblings will be with their partners, but from here on out, it's you and your wife. You're going through life together, just the two of you. If you approach this the right way, you've got her back in all things, and she's got your back in all things. That's amazing. So be nice. Every day, even when you don't feel like it. Story 45. I have shared this with many couples. In every relationship, conflicts will arise from time to time. Despite the love you share, there will be arguments. Sooner or later, one person will say, I am sorry. The other will respond, that's all right. Story 46. I once read that the success of a marriage comes from becoming a giver and marrying one. I feel this is one of the best lessons someone could learn in marriage. Even on the days you don't feel it, you still choose your spouse and decide to give her your best. If he or she chooses to do the same, your marriage will be long and happy. Story 47. Love equals time. You think you love each other now, but true love is being in the trenches, fighting the world's challenges and desires, and supporting each other for the rest of your lives, unless it is outright abuse. Never give up on each other. You are committed to a life partner. We have been together for 23 years and recently introduced faith into our marriage. Ever since the pandemic, we have encountered many trials and tribulations. We thought our marriage was nearing its end, but now it has never been stronger. I feel regret for not doing this sooner. Best of luck on your journey of matrimony. Enjoy the ride. Story 48. At the party afterward, don't waste your time talking to all the older relatives. Time will fly by, and you'll want to enjoy the fun with your friends and closest companions. Be mindful of your drinking. It's better to take it easy so you can remember everything the next day and not appear inebriated in the many photos you'll be in. During the ceremony, remind everyone in the wedding party to unlock their knees occasionally. A small bend at the knee or a subtle weight shift is all you need. Staying stiff is why people faint, so encourage everyone to stay relaxed. Good luck and congratulations. Story 49. Learn each other's love languages and consistently deliver on them. Be honest and open. Do not punish one another for telling the truth. Have fun together and respond positively to each other's interests, both big and small. Watch out for the buildup of resentment and eliminate it through communication and love. Give your best to one another and support each other in private and public. Appreciate what you have every single day. Story 50. I'm going to tell you what Pharrell told Kanye. Keep the same perspective and maintain that same hunger. I'm talking about your wife's backside. Story 51. Dance with her not just for the first dance. Spend time with her throughout the night. It is easy to get distracted by family and friends and realize the night is gone without having spoken to each other for hours. Story 52. I was told by an experienced individual very early in my marriage, take good care of your wife because if you don't, someone else surely will. Story 53. Go in with an open mind. The other side of the ceremony brings changes you wouldn't expect, and it takes reflection and maturity to understand their meaning. Additionally, educate yourself about postpartum depression and prepare. You can take an active and helpful role if you are ready in case it is relevant to you. I say this from a genuine belief that I could have done more, and it would have been better for everyone if someone had just mentioned it to me. Wishing you a long, happy, and meaningful partnership and love story. Story 54. There will be difficult times. It's how you and your wife choose to navigate those moments that strengthen your relationship. Also, don't forget the affectionate gesture when you pass by. My wife feels upset if she doesn't receive a gesture every time we walk past each other. Story 55. It is perfectly normal to feel nervous, but enjoy the wedding ceremony. We spent a lot of time planning for this special day. The next thing I know, the minister is saying that I can kiss my bride. Story 56. When she shares something that is out of your control, such as her job or her friends, she does not want advice. She simply wants you to agree with her and make her feel validated. Story 57. True love is not only about sharing happy moments but also being there for each other during difficult times. Story 58. Respect and communication are essential. Don't try to change things you might not like. Instead, accept them. You don't have to spend every waking hour together. My wife and I can sit and talk for hours, but we also enjoy our own space. We have different hobbies and musical tastes. We are distinct individuals. However, we can finish each other's sentences and do not argue about finances or how to raise our 2 children. We have been married for over 30 years. Story 59. Make sure you put the ring on the correct finger. I know it sounds silly, but the engagement and wedding rings I bought were made as a set to fit together. My wife moved her engagement ring so I could place her wedding ring on her ring finger, as it supposedly goes closer to the heart. Unfortunately, nobody explained this to me beforehand, so in the moment, without thinking, I slid the wedding ring onto the same finger as the engagement ring, her middle finger. Nobody noticed except for her. And she's such an incredible woman that she didn't make a fuss about it. However, she still playfully teases me about it now and then, even 20 years into our marriage. Story 60. Don't get overly intoxicated. Be a gracious host while remembering that the party will end and you have your first night with your wife. That's the night she has been thinking about since she was 5. So don't pass out and ruin it. Also, don't smash the first piece of cake in her face. It's inappropriate, and every woman I've ever spoken to has said they disliked it when their husband did that. Everything matters to her tomorrow, so just nod your head, take in the beautiful sight, and prepare to admire your ring finger for about a month. Congratulations. Story 61. Thank you so much, everyone, for your great advice and support. Here's to a wonderful day and an even brighter future with my wife. Story 62. My mom always gave me poor advice. The one time she gave me good advice was this. If she is upset and crying, do not try to figure out why and talk her through it. Just be quiet and hold her. Story 63. Very short-term advice. Things will go sideways at your wedding, and I mean from a planning and logistics point of view. Things never go perfectly. Don't sweat it. The things that go wrong will become your funny stories in the future. Enjoy your day. Whatever happens, happens, and however it ends up, let it be perfect. Story 64. It's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy spouse, happy house. Just remember that the relationship rules you establish now will be very hard to change later, and it needs to be a two-way street. Story 65. Give little presents or surprises. That chocolate she was talking about, wrapped up with a bow by the coffee maker. Loves penguins? A surprise penguin plushie on her pillow. Favorite band has a concert? Tickets. If she is a good partner, she will do the same for you. Story 66. Open and honest communication is essential. Always show your affection and appreciation for her, demonstrating that she is special and loved. Story 67. Make sure she loves you, not for what you can do for her or what you provide, as those can change. Vows do not mean much if she does not truly love you for who you are. Story 68. Women want to be with a man they respect and admire. Do not diminish your wants and desires to make her happy. It will only turn her off. Don't act as if you are lucky to be with her, even if you feel that way. Successful men marry women who are attractive, and successful women marry men who are in a similar position. Create an amazing life and invite her to be a part of it. Story 69. First, congratulations to you and your bride. As someone who is entering their 7th year of marriage this fall, I can tell you that it requires effort every single day. There will be days when you both feel on top of the world and believe you can accomplish anything. However, there will also be dark days that can challenge your spirits and put your marriage to the test. Don't let it. Stay connected. Communicate. This is vital. Build, invest, and support one another. Embrace both the good and the bad times. Marriage is a lifelong journey with many winding paths. You have to set the tone and decide how you want to navigate it all. Good luck and God bless. Story 70. I am an officiant. I always tell the couple 3 things right before we start. Don't lock your knees during the ceremony. We don't want anyone passing out. Make sure to eat at your reception. You are the star of the show, so you might feel like you shouldn't stop to eat. This is especially true if there will be alcohol. During the reception, take 5 to 10 minutes to be alone with your new spouse and take it all in. It's such a big day, but it's also very busy. You will be happy to take a few minutes away from all the celebration to step back and reflect on what you just did. Story 71. Learn to communicate. This was key for my marriage. It can be very difficult to explain yourself and articulate feelings and emotions. It took my wife and me many years before we could communicate effectively instead of just arguing about things. Story 72. I wouldn't do it. Best of luck to you, though. Marriage isn't what it used to be like in past generations. Story 73. Lavish, decayed trees swim in a melodic, shrill ambience, showcasing a variety of distinct and recognizable features that can be both beautiful and frightening. Story 74. Neither partner needs to cheat to ruin a marriage. All either of you needs to do is make the other suspect that you might be capable of cheating. After that, it is only a matter of time. My advice to both of you is to be above suspicion. Story 75. If you haven't already, find a group of married friends. Engage in activities with them. You want to surround yourself with marriage-minded individuals to deter infidelity. Story 76. Everybody has already given such wonderful advice, so I'm not in a position to give a grown man advice, especially since I'm just a teenager. However, I believe that most women want attention from their partners. No matter how busy you are, don't stop giving her goodnight kisses. Story 77. To avoid unnecessary arguments, just smile and nod. If she says something you disagree with, smile and nod. If she wants to change something in the house that doesn't really need it, smile and nod. Smiling and nodding will create peace. Story 78. You will always need to do more, whether it is 50-50 or 100%. That is just the way it is. Women seek a partner who can fulfill their every fantasy regarding what they desire in a man, especially those who are worth your time and genuinely want to be with you. This means you will always have to contribute more. She will expect you to be a resource, a support system, a counselor, a teacher, a handyman, everything. Story 79. I'm going to tell you what Pharrell told Kanye. Keep the same perspective and maintain the same drive. I'm referring to your wife's appearance. Story 80. Learn to say no. This is extremely important. Failure to do so will result in her losing respect. Story 81. Learn to say no. This is extremely important. Failure to accomplish this will result in her losing respect. Story 82. Learn to say no. This is extremely important. Failure to accomplish this will lead to her losing respect. Story 83. Always be honest and openly communicate with each other. Trust, in my opinion, is the most important aspect of a relationship. Be vulnerable and talk to one another. Never stop. Congratulations. I wish you both the very best. Story 84. There is no end to being married. I love everything about this beginning and understand that the difficult times are still worth remembering to move forward. Story 85. Learn to recognize the sigh. If you can recognize the sigh, you may have a chance to survive. Godspeed, brother. Story 86. Not married, but with my partner for 22 years. Never lose the ability to communicate and resolve your problems. There will be good times and there will be bad times. It is up to you both to ensure the bad times are few and far between, so always move forward and leave them behind you. Do not hold grudges. Admit when you are wrong. Apologize when it is warranted. Be kind, be fair, and never forget why you are together. Congratulations to you both. I wish you a long life filled with love and happiness together. Story 87. Show each other that you appreciate what you do for one another. From the big things to the small things, even something as simple as taking out the trash. Say thank you. Story 88. Calm communication is essential. Never swear when agitated. That is always perceived as an attack, regardless of the intention behind it. You are a team now. Encourage each other and build one another up, as no one else is doing it. Story 89. Love her for who she is, not who you want her to be. Embrace the things that annoy you about her and that you would like to change. Story 90. Don't let yourself be dissatisfied with your life. Remember that 95% of life with your partner involves not just dates, outings, or adventures, but rather sitting on the couch watching a show you both enjoy for the umpteenth time, laughing, eating simple food, and daydreaming together. This is where intimacy grows, so be intentional about nurturing it. Story 91. Admit when you are wrong, and when you are right, do not say anything. My father, who has been divorced 3 times, said this to me on my wedding day. Story 92. My godfather told me that for a happy marriage, remember to say these 3 things: yes, dear, whatever you say, dear, and most importantly, I love you, dear. We have been married for 22 happy years. Story 93. I would say to never stop learning about your wife. Learn what she likes and dislikes, including the smallest things to make her day better and easier. Story 94. Buy and read the book, The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work, by John Gottman and Nan Silver together. Remember that love is a choice, not just a feeling. You choose to treat your partner in a caring and loving manner. The actions you take are what truly matter. Story 95. Whatever issues she mentions to you, treat them as important. She wouldn't bring them up if they didn't mean anything to her. Remember, you are both working to address the problem, not each other. Having a problem in your marriage does not mean she has a problem with you or who you are. Story 96. When you say your vows, say them loud enough for the people in the back. It doesn't matter if you are microphone enabled. Chances are that is just recording and it is not connected to the public address system. You only get to say your vows once. Say them loud. Story 97. Congratulations. Remember to spend time apart from each other once in a while. You're not joined at the hip. Keep in mind the saying, I married you for better or worse, but not for lunch. Story 98. It's you and her versus the problem. Teamwork makes the dream work. Fight with her, not against her. Congratulations on getting married. Story 99. See if you can take a marriage or couples counseling class. From personal experience, even if you have a great relationship, it provides you with the tools to help communicate when things get difficult. Story 100. Discuss topics that have not been addressed, such as financial expectations, sexual expectations, religious beliefs, and matters concerning children. Failing to discuss these issues can lead to divorce or even unresolved intimacy in relationships. Story 101. You might one day wake up and realize you don't love her anymore. Feelings are fleeting. You have to choose her every day. When you think you won something over her, you didn't. No one ever wins. It's either you both win or you both lose. People yell because even if they're standing in front of each other, they can't hear each other. So take a time out and speak properly. Prioritize each other above even your children. Your children will learn what love is through both of you. The 7-year itch is true. Always choose to overcome that. Story 102. The simplest advice is to be kind. Remember that love is a verb. You have to actively express it. Story 103. You can express how you feel and ask for what you need while still being kind. There are a few situations where it may be better to be direct and say what you mean rather than fear offending or hurting others' feelings. These situations are uncommon. Story 104. Your body is a mechanical construct of animal bones, and the soul inside your superego is piloting that unreliable vessel, which will inevitably irritate your spouse. Be a good pilot. That is all I can say. Story 105. At the reception, ask a friend or relative to pack a takeout box to take with you afterwards. We never had a chance to eat the food, but we heard it was delicious. About marriage, our officiant told us, a good marriage is not a 50-50 partnership. It's 100% effort from both sides. Story 106. Enjoy the moment and take it all in. It will go by quickly and will be busy, but just enjoy it all. Also, give yourself some time in the days after to relax and recharge. You will be surprised at how exhausting it actually is, even without the expected social convention of post-marriage hugs. Story 107. Start narrating your life as you go through your daily routine. Then you will never be accused of not communicating. Story 108. Remember your current feelings for each other for the rest of your lives, and you will have a wonderful time. Tell each other, I love you every day. Try not to go to bed angry. Trust each other, communicate openly, and have fun. This is advice from someone who has been married for 30 years and got married at 21. Congratulations. Story 109. Get off the internet and enjoy the moment. That is the only advice you need. This is not a time for the internet to intervene. What are you doing? Story 110. Tell her you love her all the time, but be sure to also show her your love. You have to do both. Talk to her and listen to her. You need to do both. Story 111. You love the woman she is now. Remember that she will change. So will you. Don't forget to love the new woman as well. Story 112. Well, you're a lot further along than I ever have been, so I'm not entirely sure I'm qualified to give advice, but here's what I've observed. Marriage is a shared identity. Your money is her money, and vice versa. Your problems are her problems, and vice versa. Children, taxes, income, housing, food, everything. You are no longer two people who are together. You are one couple, one entity. You can obviously do things separately that you enjoy, but for the things that matter, you need to face them together. Never, ever, for any reason, should either of you view the other as the problem. It should absolutely never be you versus her. It should always be you and her versus the problem. That's the biggest failing I see in divorced couples. At one point, they all switched from viewing their spouse as someone they're united with to seeing them as the source of problems. Unless you're ready for a divorce, Don't ever let that mindset change. Other than that, the rest of the comments are good. Fight the mundane. Keep your relationship as exciting as you can. It will pay dividends. Story 113. Keep a budget. Money disputes and financial problems are the #1 reason for divorce. So write out that budget and come to an agreement. Avoid debt. Story 114. Communication is the foundation of your relationship. Don't expect her to change. If there are things that bother you, learn to live with them. Adopt an us mentality instead of you and me. Story 115. Don't mind me. I'm just passing through the comment section to say that you all give me renewed hope in love. Story 116. Never leave your house without kissing her goodbye. It might be your last. Never go to bed angry, and even if you are, kiss her. It could be your last. Don't worry about trivial things. My wife and I have been together for 10 years, and not once have we been in a fight. The one time we almost did, she said, "Hug me, and if after hugging you still want to fight, then we will." Needless to say, we didn't fight. Make sure you tell her you love her daily. Congratulations on marrying the love of your life. May you both have infinite happiness, health, and love in your life together. Story 117. Sleep with 2 blankets. Sharing one is unwise when it's easy and inexpensive to have 2. Your marriage will improve as a result. Story 118. Congratulations. Don't worry about the small things. Marriage is full of highs and lows. If you focus too much on the little things, you'll miss out on the wonderful moments. Story 119. Hours turn into days, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into years, and years turn into decades. You will experience ups and downs, but whenever things are difficult, look back on the good times and remember why you chose to be together. Do your best every day and try to never go to bed upset with each other. Your circle has grown, so do not let newcomers bring negative energy into your marriage. Congratulations. There is a lot of great advice in this conversation. Wishing you a wonderful wedding and a fulfilling life ahead. Story 120. You will make mistakes and she will make mistakes. Don't focus on who is absolutely right or wrong. Instead, focus on de-escalating any arguments. The most stressful times are often when you have children, if you do, and in your 30s. When facing these challenges, remember the importance of de-escalation and why you got married in the first place. Take the time to hug her. Only discuss issues after both of you are calm. Avoid accusatory language. Instead, talk about how you could have handled the situation better and what improvements could be made. Focus on the scenario rather than using you in the discussion. I have made many mistakes and often regret them. It is a miracle that my wife has stuck with me all this time. I hope someone can benefit from my experiences, even if it's just once. Story 121. Be as close to 100% honest as you can be. If she ever finds that you have not been forthcoming about something, it will be very hard to fix. Best wishes. Story 122. If you are not already in individual therapy, I suggest starting. There is nothing wrong with you, but it will provide a safe space to work through feelings and learn better conflict resolution habits. This leads to the second point, conflict resolution. It can make or break a relationship or marriage. Third, be purposeful in how you approach intimacy. Learn about each other and what your preferences are. Make an intentional effort to create intimacy together during moments focused on each other. It is easy to let early chemistry carry things for a while, but that spark inevitably dims. Unless you practice intentional intimacy together, you may find yourself struggling to feel the spark again. Best of luck. You can do this. Story 123. My wife and I are both 36 years old, and we have been together since we were 14. We have had no serious arguments, no breaks, and no cheating. We have just been enjoying life together. 2 things I would recommend. 1. Communicate with each other. I know it sounds cliché, but it is the truth. My wife and I are very open about things with each other. It can be uncomfortable, but if you seriously cannot sit down and talk to your spouse about your feelings or what is on your mind, then is that really a good partnership? We aren't mind readers, so unless you tell your wife how you feel, she won't know, and the same goes for your wife. She shouldn't expect you to read her mind, and if she does expect you to just pick up on things, then I'm sorry to say this, but that's immature. Think about it like this. How many times have you watched a movie that is over 90 minutes long that could have easily been resolved if the characters communicated better? Even in zombie movies, there is always that one character who gets bitten but doesn't communicate it, and it always causes issues for the group. Communication is key. This may sound lame, but trust me, it has done wonders for strengthening my marriage. You and your spouse should take the love language test. I used to think it was pseudoscience until my wife and I did the test, and I realized it was surprisingly accurate. You should take the test, and it will show you how to love each other as well as how you want to be loved. For example, my love language is words of affirmation and physical touch. My wife appreciates me just being around her, and she also enjoys receiving gifts, though it doesn't hold much significance for her. I still buy her flowers, though. If you have any questions, I am always happy to help. Story 124. Here is a revised version of your text. Lots of great advice here, and I have a small addition. Never respond with, "I don't care." For instance, if your wife wants to paint the bathroom in one of 3 shades of sky blue, and you do not have a strong preference, it's best not to express indifference. This is not a reflection on women. Women can also benefit from this advice regarding interactions with their husbands. Many decisions you make together will be trivial and mundane, and they may not matter in the end. If you respond with, "I don't care," she may interpret that as you not caring about the bathroom and by extension not caring about her. Instead, review the options and choose one. If it aligns with her preference, that's perfect, as it shows you're in sync. If it's not her preferred choice, allow her to persuade you. Acknowledge her reasoning and validate her points. You can express that you see things from her perspective. This approach costs you nothing and provides her with validation. Note that this strategy only applies to issues you genuinely do not care about. If a decision holds significance for you, it's important to express your views and also consider her input. In those significant decisions, she will remember how you allowed her to choose the color of the bathroom. Story 125. Don't fall into polygamy. Keep her always. It's rare to marry the person you love. Cherish that you have her. Story 126. If you decide to get children together, support her, especially during the first year and every year afterward. Having a baby is hard. Ask her how you can help. Take the baby and give her time to take a shower and gather herself occasionally. Play with the baby and let her sleep. Tell her every day what a beautiful, capable, and loving mother she is. Help in the house, or perhaps better yet, don't just help. Helping implies it's her job and you are assisting. Do your fair share of household chores. If you work and she stays at home with the children, it doesn't matter. Do your part, because she is likely taking on the majority of the night shifts when the baby cries, and a baby has no office hours. Her shift starts at midnight and ends when the child moves out at 18. Talk about which chores you dislike so that the other person can handle those while you take on some tasks she doesn't enjoy. In general, communicate with each other, not only when there are issues. If you think she is upset, she likely is. Don't retreat into your own space and hope for the best. Talk to her. Tell her you love her and that you want to understand what you did to upset her so you can avoid doing it again. And then, make sure you don't repeat it. If you have children and your marriage doesn't last, I hope it does, but in case it doesn't, avoid going to court. Find a solution that's best for the children, because the court doesn't prioritize your child's mental well-being. They focus on the rights of adults. Children's rights are often overlooked. They will make decisions that neither of you will like but could harm your child. Avoid that situation. Be fair when arguing over household responsibilities, but prioritize the children's well-being. Do not cheat. Never. She may take you back, but the trust will be gone, and home will never feel cozy again. Many relationships will end after infidelity. No encounter is worth losing the love of your life. That's how she should feel, and she should know it too. It is equally important, though not in your control, that I hope she adheres to all these principles herself. I wish you all the best. I may no longer believe in marriage, but I hope for couples to prove me wrong every day. Have a wonderful celebration, let people take lots of pictures, ensure she has comfortable shoes and enough water to drink. Be prepared for her dress to become stained, and truly appreciate your beautiful wife in her gorgeous gown. Understand that from now on you will face challenges together. Story 127. Congratulations! My recommendation for a long and happy marriage is simple. Communicate. Specifically, come to an agreement now that at any point, but at the very least once a year, one partner can ask the other, "Are you happy?" The agreement is that the other will answer honestly, and the asker will not get upset by the response. This practice is key to catching the little things before they add up and grow into a larger issue. It opens the door to discuss what could be done differently, alleviate minor annoyances, or explain the reasons behind certain behaviors. My wife and I have been doing this for the last 20 of our 24 years of marriage. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.